live. This is the AFC East by NAFCo. I'm Perry, also known as Canned Whitebread. With me is Paul Garretson over there, also known as Slash. And then we have this Hawaiian Dolphins fan down there, which is really kind of, I mean, Hawaii, I guess, is the other tropical nation within the United States. So I guess dually representing the tropics over there.
It's for Tua. It's for Tua, baby. Hawaiian.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see your logic. I see your logic, Jeff.
Hang 10, baby.
So what am I? I'm an undercover FBI agent doing my shit within a McDonald's, trying to sting a whole operation against the Ronald McDonald Foundation. You got to make sure the charities are looked after. Somebody's got to do it. It's a tough job.
Well,
I would just be happy if they put ketchup in my bag with the fries. Honestly,
I might be able to work something from the inside on that one for you, Jeff.
Well, I'm Slash from Axl Rose and so forth, and there you go. That's my Halloween gift today. What's yours, Jeff?
I'm a Tua fan, baby. Hawaii.
Okay, you're Miami Vice then, man. You're Don Johnson. I see that in you. Yeah.
Hawaiian Cup. Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't find a lay tonight, so.
All right.
Oh, geez, Jeff.
Well, geez, I was
Speaking of
company, it's like.
No,
well,
a
speaking
lay.
of
a Hawaiian lay.
Oh my God,
lay.
Jeff!
Yes.
Wow, you're kind of becoming the king of this now. Like,
No,
you had
guys
the
have
near
dirty
nude
minds.
slip. Yeah, the near nude moment there
You guys
at
have
the
the
live
dirty
show
minds.
in Paul's backyard, and then this shenanigan. Wow, that's a Halloween special for you from Jeff Carey right there.
I was looking for a flower lay, from Hawaii.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my
Jeff, there you go.
God.
Like a couple pumpkins.
So speaking of what we don't have, though, we don't have Liz. We don't have a lay for Jeff. We also don't have Liz here with us right now. She may join us. Where she's at actually is a signing with Garrett Wilson and what was that? Was it Sauce Ahmed?
Sauce. Yeah.
Yes. So he's so it's pretty impressive. I'm actually happy that the show has that scheduling conflict. Good for Liz. That's great for what's going on there. She may be joining us in progress here at some point during the cast. We will see. But with that, I would like to get on with Week 8 coverage here. First off, let's talk about Miami at Detroit.
Look, I got my helmets again.
Ooh, there's definitely a size difference today.
Yes.
Bigger is better.
Up in Detroit, we looked terrible. We looked terrible to start the game. But end of the day, we came out with a win. That's all that matters. Phenomenal record day for Tua. Phenomenal record day for our wide receivers, Hill and Waddle. If we can stay healthy, their future looks bright.
I heard Tua did great. I didn't watch the game because I couldn't get it, but I heard he did fantastic. So congrats, bud.
So, well, I mean, it clearly came down to the end. I mean, at that point in the game, Well,
we were down 14 points at one point, and it was a little depressing. But the defense did what they had to do. The offense came out, do what they had to do. We got a lot of penalties. We are like leading the league in penalties right now. That is not a category that you want to lead the league in, is penalties. We're just undisciplined on some stupid stuff. If we can clean that up, then we'll compete with the big boys. Right now, we are 5-3. I'll take 5-3 all day, considering our schedule so far, first half of the year. We're halfway through it. We're roughly halfway through it. And I think most Miami Dolphin fans will be happy, considering all three of our losses came without our QB1. So if QB1 stays healthy, today was trade deadline. We picked up some new players, a guy from San Francisco, a guy from Denver, and hopefully we get just a little bit better and can compete with the Bills and the other AFC powerhouses out there. But I'll take a playoff right now. I'll take a wild card right now. Buffalo can have the championship. We'll take the wild card and see what happens.
So what do you think this says, though, for Dan Campbell? What did you see out of the Detroit team here? I mean, he hung in there kind of against you guys, but, his record, though, at 1-6 right now, I mean, do you think he's even keeping this job? I mean, do you think he can really ever say – he's had chances before in the NFL. Do you think he actually really deserves more chances at this point?
Well, they only lost by 4 points to us.
Yes, I hear you, but 1-6.
Yeah. He used to be the Dolphins coach years ago.
And he's not.
And he's
that
not.
Was one chance.
Yeah. Brian Flores used to be the Dolphins coach a year ago, and he's not.
Yeah, you guys have had a lot of coaches, but
so
I guess that's coming from the Patriots fan, though. I mean, that's a different kind of longevity out of the coaching position.
Right. I don't really care. We won the game. Detroit's been terrible for years. They switched quarterbacks. Well, they traded quarterbacks. The quarterback went to the Rams and won a Super Bowl. So,
well, how they scored 7 points on you, Jeff?
Mistakes, man. Mistakes, penalties, some broken coverage. We got some D-backs that were hurt. Injuries again. Injuries are killer this year around the NFL. If you don't have depth on your team, you're screwed. If you got to have some depth at every position, everywhere. You got to have depth at a quarterback right now, actually. If you don't have a backup quarterback, you're screwed. Look at San Francisco. They put in Trey Lance, and now they got Garofalo. Good thing they didn't trade him, right?
Yeah.
$24 million a year, though.
An expensive backup, right?
Yeah.
Hey. The Dolphins used to have the highest paid backup quarterback for years in Matt Moore.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
Did not know that.
Me either.
What made him the most highest paid quarterback?
He was stable. He was stable. He was there for years, and he was stable. Every time he was called upon, he won. He had an awesome winning percentage as a backup quarterback.
So, why couldn't he be a starter if he was such a great backup? You know what I mean? Why don't you make a guy a starter if you're going to be that amazing of a backup? Nick Foles had that issue.
Who's the quarterback? Who's the quarterback for Seattle right now?
I don't even know.
Dang, I just watched the game last night.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name, but anyways, he's been around for 10 years.
Geno Smith.
And
yes, he's another journeyman.
He's been around for years and finally got a chance in Seattle. So
you're right, though, and mostly hanging around as a backup, but it's one of those.
Tom Brady was a backup at one point, not for long, but he was a backup.
Let me see how that's going for him today.
Yeah. Well, look at how these rookie quarterbacks are doing. Look at Zach Wilson. Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, I mean,
yeah, but the club is basically putting everything behind him. Basically, he's it, man. He's the deal. So he's not bad either. So anyway, well, sorry, Liz. No, Liz, he's not bad. Yeah.
Well, my favorite conversation right now around the league is Justin Hubert, Joe Burrow, and Tua Tagovailoa. I love the conversation.
Jeff?
Burrow just got his ass handed to him. Justin Hubert is not that great. And Tua's leading the league in passing percentage. Yes, he has help this year. And every game he's started, he's won. So everybody was dogging Tua. Hubert's the best. Burrow's better, whatever. I mean, we've all watched the games. Let's see what happens. We got 9 more games to go. We'll see what happens.
Well, what's happened is that the legends of Rodgers and Brady are falling apart. And I think that's the biggest story for this week, as far as quarterbacks who are elite and MVPs. You don't. Brady's like, really, my God, my wife, oh my God. And you got Rodgers, who's just totally nuts. I mean, they're just falling apart. So now it's the new guys. Who's the new guys?
Well, Rodgers lost his best receiver.
Yeah.
His best receiver, and there's not really a number 2 in there right now either. But then you got Brady. This is a divorce right now. He's been through breakups before, I mean, yes, it's a major divorce, but this has been ongoing for a while. He's played all right football throughout the year, and I just don't think this wipes the man. I think it's just something that he's just getting through. I think at this point he already made a decision to play football instead of appease the wife is basically what happened. And you can tell he's conflicted because he came back at one point and said, I'm retiring. Well, then he unretires. Well, I think the story is over from there. I think that was what did it, and then
when you've been doing something for 20, 22 years, every year for 22 years, a lot of guys do this, a lot of professions. You're going to retire, go home, be with the wife, be with the kids, play golf for a little bit. All he knows is going to practice and focusing on football. That's all he knows.
Let's talk about Giselle, Jeff. She's sort of plastic looking. You know what I mean? She's lost her sexy. Don't you agree?
I honestly think he got bored being home with the kids and the wife, honestly. I think he was just so used to playing football. That's all he knows. He's almost like a Bill Belichick. He is a Bill Belichick. That's all they know is football. They don't know how to do anything but football and focus on football and study and be better and keep on going at it. That's all he knows. That's why he won, 6 Super Bowls, 7 Super Bowls? I mean...
All right, guys. Okay, we killed Miami, right? What's going on with the Jets?
Well, no. Let's get into Buffalo. Let's go get into Green Bay and Green Bay. That's where you just basically floated in there. That was pretty much a transition, I thought, with Aaron Rodgers and Brady, and now we have Aaron Rodgers in Buffalo. How was Aaron Rodgers in Buffalo, Paul?
He was horrible in the first half. Second half, he had a couple good throws. That's pretty much it. He has no receivers. The game story was about Green Bay. It wasn't about Buffalo. So it was about them falling from heaven, from being great to be nothing. So the game has nothing to do with Buffalo. Buffalo ended the game in the first half. So, and the game was never in question. So we just goofed around and made bad mistakes and went really light in the second half. But beyond that, it's fine. We didn't do 10.5 at the point spread. We did 10 as far as the end of the game. And the game was not a 10-point game.
That was a bad beat, actually. That's a bad beat because I think a lot of people went over on that.
Yeah, I know. It was bad. Buffalo's always did well, but I'm just saying as far as on the spread. But all in all, it's just, we're 12.5 or 13 now. No, we're 13 now with the Jets going into next week. So, yeah. And then that's a sad story. The Jets were a success story going into it, but we'll talk about that later.
So I think Favre got one Super Bowl with Green Bay, and Rodgers got one Super Bowl with Green Bay. But they both won MVP awards.
Yeah,
an MVP is not an MVP it's an individual award, but you don't get that because you're so great yourself. You're good because you have good people around you. He lost his best receiver. It showed in the game. Like that's all they talked about is he has no receivers.
He lost Adams. He did. But you can't win a Super Bowl or anything else with just one number one receiver. So you need to have a couple or multiple receivers. So
right.
Anyway, I'm not talking about. We're still the number one defense, still the number one offense in the league. So I don't want to brag or anything like that. It's just that's what we are. So, we're still ranked number 1 or 2 in all the rankings. I don't want to brag. Go Bills. That's all I got to say. Next.
Miami's got you one more time in Buffalo.
So next, we're gonna stall for Liz. By the way, we are stalling for Liz. I'm just straight up telling the audience we're gonna not talk about New England at New York. Let's talk about Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. Pennsylvania special here, Paul, and it got the results we all predicted on the show, which was a Philadelphia win. Why would you go against the undefeated team against a sloppy Pittsburgh team?
I'm eating a wig right now, Mike. I'm just saying, I'm eating a wig. I hate this.
I hate this. I thought you loved Halloween. What's wrong, Paul?
Here, I found both helmets. I got them both there. The Battle of PA.
Oh, nice Battle of Pennsylvania. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Oh, I like it a lot, actually. Yeah. But it really happened as predicted. It's not something that I see as a as a victory, though it was defining for Philadelphia either in their stampede towards perfection right now. I mean, that is what Philadelphia is after. I mean, at this point, do you think the players of Philadelphia will be disappointed if they don't go 17-0?
They're not going to go 17-0. There's always a trap game in there. There's always a trap game.
But they're thinking it by now.
No, they're thinking it, but the 72 Dolphins are ready to celebrate. It takes one loss and it's done. Philadelphia is good, but they played Pitt. Okay, like come on, like really, they played Pitt.
Philly played nobody really.
Seriously. Yeah.
No.
When you, in my opinion, when you look at the AFC East, it's the strongest division to be in. It's the strongest. You know what I'm saying? The NFC to me is a joke. There's teams that are barely 500 that are in first place. We've had this conversation the last couple of years on this podcast. The NFC as a whole is ridiculous. Teams going to the playoffs barely 500. To go to the playoffs in the AFC East and the AFC, you got to be 3, 4, 5 games over 500 to get there. The NFC is a joke. I mean, overall, it really is a joke.
No, you can be under 500 and still get there.
The parities. There's a vast parity right there. There's a high north and a low south right now in the NFC. But welcoming to the show right after a signing with Sauce Ahmed and we got and Garrett Wilson is Jets Fan of the Year, Liz Mueller. How is it going, Liz? How was the day? How was this?
Hello, gentlemen. Oh, what a day it was. Let me tell you something. Today, kick Sunday's ass. Because Sunday sucked the big one. Hands down, horrible day Sunday, but incredible day today. Incredible day.
Well, what happened? What actually happened at the sign? What were you signing exactly? Were you signing books?
I went to the signing with one sole purpose and got so much more. I was actually on the stage at the NFL draft, and I got to bring out New York Jets and Ohio State University's Garrett Wilson, his jersey on the stage at the draft. And I was given the draft card by Roger Goodell, the commissioner. So Roger had signed the draft card. And now my goal was to get Garrett to sign it. And I also had a mini helmet that I wanted both of our first and fourth round draft picks to sign. And they did. And they were the nicest young men. I had a great conversation with them. I took nice pictures with them. I'm so excited. It was really a great night. A lot of fun.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
I like Sauce's name, man. I like that name. I like that.
And I told him the first day that his sauce, it's called Sauce's Sauce, came out at Buffalo Wild Wings, I went and bought it. And it's really good.
That's a cool name. Sauce.
Yeah. Sauce. Yeah.
I like that. So, the fact of the matter is, though, is that we're all wearing costumes today, and you joined in with a costume, it seems, as a Jets fan. Is that making a statement that you've converted to a Patriots fan after the game here that we were about to talk to with New England at New York?
It must be a little staticky. I didn't hear. What the heck did you just say? What did you say? What? What did you say? No way. No way.
It was quite the costume you're wearing.
Yes, this is not a costume. This is my official Fan of the Year jersey.
Yeah.
With one of my awesome hats. I like a flat brim, though. I don't. But no, this is no costume. What are you dressed as?
I am dressed up at. Well, I'm not dressed up at. Okay, I'm a bad actor. Is what that is. I'm an FBI agent that's undercover at McDonald's trying to bust a whole embezzlement scheme going on with the Ronald McDonald Foundation.
Oh, nice.
I told him to make sure there's ketchup in the bag for the French fries. Like, just make sure that happens. I'll be happy.
I'll work through the connections on that.
And put a straw in the bag for my drink. Like, just if we could just do that, like 95% of the time, I'd be happy. Like,
I'll talk to somebody. I'm up in PA, but I'll talk to somebody through the ranks, through the Ronald McDonald through the McDonald's University, where we usually kind of have our meetings.
Well, thank you,
the FBI.
Thank you, Pulaski, for this. So, all right.
Hey, Perry, my dad always used to say he's an FBI, full-blooded Italian. Another dad joke. There you go. 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Well, there's other things for FBI too, but we won't go there.
We won't go there.
Anyways, Liz, you missed. What am I?
You are a beach bum Miami Dolphins fan.
I'm an Hawaiian fan for Tua.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that.
But I couldn't find the late. I couldn't find these guys with their minds. I couldn't find a lay tonight. I was looking for a flower lay.
You weren't looking for a flower lay, but.
And Jeff, what are you? I mean, sorry. Paul, what are you?
Yeah, the hair's gone now.
Yeah, no, it was bothering. I was eating, and it's like I was getting air in my mouth, and I was slashed. So,
Paul, that's why we're bald. We don't have to worry about hair in our mouths, man. We just
shut up.
Yeah,
I do sometimes have to worry about hair in my mouth.
I even shaved today.
Get it in my mouth.
All right, thank you. All right, we're good. Okay, let's move on.
I shaved for the show tonight. Speaking of hair, how'd you like that old guy last week?
Oh, he was a little scary. I'm glad he's not here.
So New England at New York. New York, Wilson was just throwing these interceptions left and right, and I think that's really what won it for New England is the turnover game, because the offense for New England was not particularly impressive at any one point in the game in my mind. Lots of field goals. They couldn't really score a touchdown really hardly at all. We're back to that Mac Jones game manager kind of offense right now, where they can't get into the end zone, but they get down to the field and they get Folk to kick that ball. That was the general vibe I was having, and then New York was getting down the field on New England. They just couldn't take care of the ball and not throw it to really Devin McCourty. Devin McCourty was just like a complete superstar yesterday. I think he was the most valuable player on the field.
It was a close game, though, buddy.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. By like the only reason, like in all seriousness, the Jets could have had them, but it was these few key turnovers, basically interceptions to Devin McCourty, that I think made the difference in this one.
Yeah.
The roughing the passer was total BS.
Where it was like
the NFL actually came out and apologized for that.
I don't know
really?
if that was true or
Yeah.
not. I didn't see that on Twitter. I looked for that myself.
Did you see that too? Yeah, I saw that.
I did. Yeah, I don't think that the NFL would throw their refs under the bus like that. But I still think it was a BS call. Being a Jets fan, of course I'm going to say that. But I think any of you would agree too. It just was ridiculous. And Zach just heard that you guys don't know how to catch, so he wanted to see if you could catch the ball.
Yeah. It was a test. It was a test of reaction speeds.
Correct. Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Patriots
Well,
won
Liz,
the test, I guess.
the good news is you're in second place in the AFC East.
I'm still crying.
The bad news is you're tied with the Dolphins at 5-3.
Wait till this weekend. You know what? Stranger things have happened because I felt the Jets were a shoo-in to beat New England. I really did. I wasn't sure about their quarterback, zippy, zappy, wappy, whatever. And now, I'm all worried about Sunday, and watch us come in and beat the Bills 42-0.
Well, we were talking about quarterbacks earlier, the young quarterbacks who come in, and Zapp is a young quarterback, Perry.
Bailey Zappi is a young quarterback rookie, great guy, but they've now basically said we're all in with Mac Jones now. Is pretty much what they've determined.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds to me like he's kind of lost the job through his poor performance on Monday Night Football against Chicago. Even though he was on fire in the second quarter, his second half was so bad. Now they're basically saying, okay, we've had this experimental mess. Let's back up. Our investment is in Mac Jones, and that's what we're going to play. So that's pretty much what they're doing right now. I don't really love the offense right now out of New England. That's why you see them making these moves, because even when they do have Mac Jones in, his second-year jump didn't happen. That's my statement to Mac Jones really to that, is that he was supposed to be – he was a Pro Bowl level rookie, but he did not really seem to make those kind of next level steps that you expect out of a first rounder to develop, that development into the second year jump hasn't really happened. He's basically the same guy we saw at the end of year one, and he still is in the middle of year two. He sort of seems to have plateaued, and that plateaued looks like this. It's these drives down the field to about the 20, and then they get stopped. That it's like that with Mac Jones lately. So, that's kind of where we're at right now as an offense for New England.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got us, and you won fair and square, supposedly. But yeah, we'll get him
until it comes out that the camera was angled wrong.
Exactly.
I hear you.
Oh, you saw that too. I know. I agree.
Cameras on the bench there. Well, with that said, I'd like to say check out afceast.org. That's our website. Brings you to a link tree. You can explore all our various platforms through them. NAFCo.org. I will say our trophies from the Rock and Reel Festival, Summer 2022 Rock and Reel Festival, have arrived, and they will be sending out to our 6 winning we lost Jeff winning filmmakers this year, so I just wanted to mention that right there. West PA Systems. Check out westpasystems.com. They're your 21st century electrical build contractor. Ma Media Works. They're a filmmaking group out of Warren, Pennsylvania. Perryfilm.com. Your one-stop shop for all your Perry needs. And with that, let's talk about the AFC East Fantasy League. I know I won my game against Team Hake. How did you do in the Fantasy League this week here, Jeff?
I annihilated somebody.
You did what?
Annihilated somebody. It was like 100% chance to win. And I didn't even have all my good players. It was crazy. But after last week, I didn't even have a quarterback, and I lost by 1 point. 1 point. I didn't have a quarterback.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, who did you play last week?
Last week I played Ryan,
Who did you play
a good friend of mine. Yesterday I played PA Systems something. Was that you, Perry?
No, that what you played. That would have been Michael. Yeah, that was actually
Mike. Okay.
Yeah, that's Michael out of that's Small Media Works guy. Then now you guys though coming up this week, you two play each other there, Paul and Jeff.
I got to tell you honestly, fantasy football leagues are a pain in the neck. Honestly, I got to tell you, because you got to wake up on Sunday morning and make sure that your team's not on a bye. First of all, you got to make sure you have a backup quarterback, because if your quarterback's on a bye, you're going to lose.
You also got to log in Thursday because Thursday night football happens.
Thursday night
and you got to
football,
make sure
right.
that nothing's going to happen
Yeah.
there.
But I'm actually 500. I think I'm 4-4 actually. So I would take 4-4 all day, considering how much effort I put into it. It's a pain in the neck. Imagine doing Major League Baseball fantasy league. Like, that would be really tough. Like,
Daily.
guys on
Because that's
injury
every
league
day.
every day. Yeah, I mean, but it's fun. It's fun. It's it's all for fun. I picked some Dolphin guys. Hill does good for me, and the Miami defense does sometimes good for me. Actually, I woke up yesterday morning and checked my fantasy league, and there was or Sunday morning, and there was the game over in England. I was literally
that throws
my
it off
opponent.
too.
Yep. He was actually a negative 1 point something points. Like, that's how bad his quarterback or whoever was doing. Like, negative 1 point something points. And at that point, I had 80%. Then I changed a few rosters, and it was like 100% chance. Like, I'm just going to annihilate this guy. So that was good after last week losing by 1.
Awesome.
I feel so left out not being involved in this.
Well, that's just a byproduct of the fact that you joined in late, what was it, week 4? I think you came on the show, and that's fine. It's just the way the league started out in August. It's just one of those deals. I'd love to have you next season on it. Liz.
It's Jeff's fault for not inviting me sooner.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, Jeff, it's your fault.
Liz, I pay no attention to it. I do.
I know, it's unfortunate, Paul. Yeah, that is our fantasy league slacker over there. Is Mr. Paul Garretson.
Liz, nothing about what we've done in 3 years has been perfect, believe me. So it's just an all growing thing.
One day at a time.
Yeah, and let's get around the NFL. We got a bit of news around the NFL. There's some trade news coming in as well, Jeff, that maybe you want to discuss.
Yeah,
so the Dolphins. The Dolphins picked. I didn't make the move, but we actually found our holes. We're going to try to fill our holes. We gave up running back for running back. We gave up a first round pick. I think with some good moves. I thought we were going to go for another running back, which we didn't. That's okay. But like you went from Chubb earlier,
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah.
I mean, Bradley Chubb was a 5th round draft pick in the first round, and he's fantastic. And it's going to give more problems to Buffalo when we play you guys again.
Yeah.
So
we could have used another cornerback. We could have used one more cornerback, but we'll see what happens. The thing is, this is just a trade deadline. There's still guys out there that are on other teams, on practice squads. If they're not used, there's still more moves that can be made in the NFL. So it's not like this is the end-all, be-all. But this was the day to actually trade amongst teams. A lot of stuff can still happen.
Yeah, and Bill Belichick is always huge about getting these trades way after the trade deadline. Like, he got Junior Seau way late. He'll end up with the stuff where somebody is released on waivers, and there's kind of some weird shenanigans that play out there. Belichick's huge about these player swaps that wow you on week 17 of the season.
Well, the Bills pulled a dude from Indianapolis as a running back. I don't know why we did that, but I think, we had to do something or something. I don't know. It's stupid.
Will you get rid of somebody?
No, we're going to have to, because we have to make room on the roster. But if you sign him to the practice squad, you don't have to.
Well, Paul, you'll like this. Gesicki's here for the rest of the year. That's your boy out of Penn State. He's here for the rest of the year because
he's my boy.
I thought he was on the trading block for sure, and he's still here, and he actually made a few catches on Sunday for us. So they're actually using him. He can't block worth shit. We all know that. But the other tight ends can't catch and can't get open. So
he can catch and he can get open. He's a receiver. He's not a tight end.
He got a touchdown on Sunday. So It's McDaniels trying to learn his personnel and do it the best they can with them.
Yeah.
Well, we traded Martin for a pick, and since I was rubbing elbows with the incredible Sauce Gardner, cornerback for the New York Jets, and wide receiver Garrett Wilson, I didn't get really, too much time to pay attention, but that's what I heard. The Jets traded Martin and for nobody. That was about it.
But you had a really good trade going on last weekend, though, yourself. I mean, you already had a blockbuster a week ago to get the running back to replace Breece Hall there out of Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I thought for sure Elijah Moore was going to be gone. I thought they were going to do something with him, but
wasn't he hurt?
Elijah Moore?
He wants to go. He wants to go.
No. Breece Hall, yeah, he wants to go. Elijah Moore is the one that
You're right.
got his shorts in a twist. But
here's my problem.
Better.
Guys who want to go somewhere else are just going to be a problem somewhere else, and no one wants them.
Yeah.
Diggs.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There you go.
So, Liz, I mean, I guess it's still AFC East, but kind of our off field, or I guess out of game talk. So I guess I'll just conclude this in around the NFL. You were on the field for the ceremony. You talked about this last week, but you're actually up there, and that was the title card for the episode tonight. Was the banner of the ceremony you were at? Would you care to talk about that a little bit? How did that go?
That was absolutely incredible. It was a great experience. I didn't expect it to be the way it went. There were about 40 of us, and they lined us up. The ceremony took place for DeBrickashaw Ferguson, right on the 50-yard line, and they lined us up on the 30-yard line, right in the middle of the field. And we got to stand there and watch, and we saw Wesley Walker, we saw Wayne Cravat, we saw all these Nick Mangold, newly inducted into the Jets Ring of Honor. And we watched the whole ceremony. It was very moving. It was a great experience, and I had a blast. My daughter and I, my cousin, and her best friend, the four of us were out there, and we just had a blast and waving to the crowd, with our Queen wave, and it was a lot of fun. And listening to Brickashaw about his family, getting emotional, and everybody was cheering him so much just because of 140 games. And he didn't miss one game.
Wow.
140 games.
The Cal Ripken Jr. of the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
Liz, let me ask you. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something.
Okay.
The first time something amazing happens to you, you're like shell shocked, right? You're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Well, then something else happens, and something else happens. Has it become normal to you yet that you get to do all these amazing, or you are still just always nervous and shell shocked and butterfly?
I was recognized by the NFL, as you know, because I beat this to death. But I was the 2021 Fan of the Year. The new fan is going to be crowned this coming week. But my daughters just told me that they put me in for the New York Jets Fan Hall of Fame, which is named in the beginning of December. So being recognized by the NFL was the most unbelievable honor. Every minute of it, there was so many things that happened. I went to this signing tonight, and people were coming up to me. You're Liz, right? You're like,
you're a celebrity now. You're a celebrity.
Yeah. But to be recognized by my team that I love and have loved for 51 years. That would be absolutely the icing on the cake, and I'm so excited that they nominated me, and who knows what's going to happen, but they picked 3 or 4, maybe 5 different people to be the Fan Hall of Fame recipients. So we'll see what happens in December. But yeah, no, every single time something else happens, I just am elated and in shock.
What are those phone calls like? Do you actually have it on caller ID? The Dolphins or the Jets office is calling me. I got to appear somewhere else now.
Yeah. No.
Like I say all the time, it could be the Queen.
need an agent now.
I do need an agent.
Well, we're glad to have you on. I'm glad we found you. we wanted the best Jets fan because it's hard to be a Jets fan for the last few years. We are honored to have you on our podcast. Let me just tell you that.
I really appreciate it, guys. I feel like I have a new family with you guys, and the show is great. We're building and we're getting new viewers and followers every day, and I'm so blessed to just know the three of you, and I love this show and can't wait to see how it flourishes.
Well, we're blessed to have you, Liz. Let's move on over into week 9. We got a bit of a thing. Let's talk it out. I mean, I don't know how much you really are blessed to know Paul right now, because now you have Buffalo at New York.
Look at the time. I gotta go. Paul.
My. Liz.
Paul, I got the shiny helmet for you, Paul. I got the shiny helmet. I got a little glitz on the shiny Bills helmet here. I don't know if you guys can
Is that
tell.
like a 2000 style right there?
I'm telling you. I was convinced that we were going to take New England. I really felt it. And stranger things have happened. We may come in and Zach may wake up and say, I'm supposed to throw it to the guys wearing the same jersey as me. And, I love the kid. It's only his second year. He's only played how many games? You never know what's going to happen. But, Paul, I hope we beat the ever-living daylights out of you. That's all I have to say.
No. I'm okay with that. It's fine, but it's not going to happen. But it's like,
oh, he's so cocky. Don't you have a bye week this week?
No, we had a bye week already. But I'm just telling you, you guys really scared the crap out of me about 2 weeks ago, as far as what your ability was before everybody got hurt. And the problem is that with the Jets, you don't have any depth, and you had really great team up to like a week or two ago, and I was nervous about the Jets, but now you're beat up. So, good. But you don't. It's not good that you're beat up.
No,
I want a game.
You are letting your guard down, and I hope everybody on your team, including your coach, lets their guard down, because all of a sudden we're going to turn around and shock the crap out of you. Because we have such quality players. Look at our Quinnen Williams. Look at Quincy Williams.
Yeah,
look at Jay Mosley. And I think we're going to come in there, and you're going to be shocked at what we can do.
Well, I hope so, because I want a game. I want to watch a game. I want something fun. So I hope you give us a run for our money. I really do.
A blowout. It won't. It's not going to. I won't let it happen.
Okay. Well, I hope it's on TV here. So it's like.
Why don't you're only a couple hours away? Why aren't you going?
I know Liz's attitude is just fly over to the game.
I went to Miami, Liz. Okay, right, Jeff?
I'll send a jet for you.
Okay.
A jet, yeah. The Jets jet. Is that a fan of the year thing that you get now? Is just a Jets jet?
I think so.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, the Lear jet, the team Lear jet.
I saw your video you posted of the Jets jet going into town. That was awesome. The Jets jet.
That was my team taking off to go out to Green Bay, and that was incredible. A friend of mine saw it. He's like, I gotta send this to Liz.
Liz,
yeah, I'd love to have a tour of that plane.
Liz,
I don't have to go anywhere. Yes, sir.
What's your prediction for the game?
42-24 Jets.
Jets.
What did you say? What?
42-24 New York Jets over in the Buffalo.
Jets. Okay, I got that.
Jets.
Jets. I got that. I have really good
prediction. What's your prediction?
Go ahead, Paul. What's your prediction?
What was your score?
42-24.
42-3.
Oh.
Buffalo.
Paul's really.
Wow.
And that defense has
go ahead, Perry.
I'm going. We don't actually record numbers on this. I mean, we're
no, just the wins. The wins.
Yeah, so I'm going with Buffalo. I'm being a realist here. I'm going with Buffalo.
Jeffrey.
You know I'm gonna mix it up. You know I'm gonna mix it up.
You're
nice
my
if you
friend,
did.
and you're gonna just say the Jets just because. Wow, look at you.
Oh, put Jeff down for Jets.
Only because Miami beat the Bills. If Miami can beat the Bills, you guys can beat the Bills. Now, but let me say this. I don't want to be tied with you anymore. I want the Bills just to win the whole freaking thing. Take the AFC East. Let the Dolphins get the wild card, and you guys can look forward to next year. But
Perry.
I would laugh my ass off if you guys beat the Bills, because Paul will have to wear a bag on his head next week.
Let me tell you, I want them to all put their guard down against the Jets and go in there with that attitude like, we got this, 42-3. We're going to hold them to one field goal. Come on.
You guys can do it. You can do it. Zach Wilson's got to step his game up.
We can do it.
You guys can do it.
Yay.
Yeah, Zach Wilson's got to not throw interceptions like he did last weekend. I got to tell you.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. Stop laughing, Paul.
Liz,
now we got
you have,
Liz,
two
Puff,
you have
two
Zach
Jets.
Wilson's number. Tell him not to throw any more interceptions. Like, come on, go give the pregame speech to him.
His number is 555. All right, never mind.
So
one of these weeks, I'm going to show up at the stadium at 8 a.m. and I'm going to get Coach Sala as he's getting off the bus, and I'm going to give him a little talking to. Maybe I'll do it this week.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Perry.
Chicago. Miami's in Chicago.
Yeah.
Miami, it's going to be cold in Chicago.
I do have a Chicago helmet.
The Patriots.
And I have a big Dolphin helmet.
Got wasted by Chicago on Monday Night Football in New England. Yeah. Chicago's dangerous with Justin Fields and the way he runs that ball, Jeff.
He is.
Do you think you guys have an answer to contain him?
Okay, we have Tua back for the last two games. We're going on third game with him back. As long as he stays in the game, as long as our wide receivers stay healthy, this should be a blowout. I thought the Lions game was a trap game, but we did come back. I think we kind of tightened some stuff up. We just had some trades this week. Miami should have this game easy by 2 or 3 touchdowns. Easy Dolphin win. Should be a blowout. Confirmed second place in the AFC East. Got to be Dolphins. I'm not worried about the cold. This should be a blowout.
My turn. I'm going to show you several videos of Justin Fields playing for the Ohio State University, and he likes to run, and he is a darn good quarterback. I think you should be nervous, and you got to watch that kid. He is going to run that ball in 2 or 3
times. You're going to go with Chicago there, Liz?
I am. I'm going with Chicago.
I'm going with Chicago as well. Because I just watched. They're 3-5, but I just watched what they could do against the Patriots, and I don't know. I think that they're clicking better now. I don't know that Miami has an answer to it either, and so I'm going with Chicago. Part of this is out of spite. You're losing to Chicago too, damn it.
I don't think the impact of their new defensive end will happen well for them initially. Later on, they will in the trade. So I'm going with Chicago also.
I love it.
Oh wow! I didn't expect that.
Read that back next week.
I know, just like I should. If I had more time, I would have clipped the shit that Liz dropped on me last weekend, last episode, and put it in here. But you're fortunate I didn't have time to do that.
Oh, I feel so fortunate.
So New England, though, is coming back home, facing the Indianapolis Colts, which just fired their offensive coordinator. They have a mess in their coaching staff right now. They're benching Matt Ryan. They're putting this Sam Mellinger guy out there now, and it's a complete mess. The record's 3-4-1.
Well,
3 is pretty good. What?
No, you're thinking Reich is a great coach. I mean, he won the Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator, and what's going on with that, man?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is the place is a mess as a whole. Maybe he can be an great offensive coordinator, but not a great head coach. There are differences between these positions. That's what you see with Matt Patricia. He can do great in a supporting role, in a high level supporting role. A department leader, but he can't be the top overarching dog. This has happened many times in the NFL, and I think you just have a new example of that. But
tell me who the quarterback is for the Colts.
It's now that Sam Ellinger guy or Sam guy. Yeah.
Was it Matt Ryan?
Ellinger, yeah.
What happened to Matt Ryan?
Out of Texas.
Oh.
Sam Ellinger out of Texas. No, Matt Ryan's out.
Yeah, they benched him.
Wow.
Paul, what is that?
And then they've also just fired the offensive coordinator, so they got a complete they're having like a meltdown over there. And maybe New England has some quarterback switcheroo stuff, but I mean it's a lot more stable than Indianapolis right now. I have every reason to believe that New England can win this game. They just took one that they weren't expected to win on the road. Now they're back at home. Yeah, and then now they're back at home, and I think that it's I think an entirely winnable game for them, especially with the disorganization that they're having at the offensive coordinator position as well as the quarterback position. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster when you don't have leadership on your offense, and they don't have clear leadership right now in the offense there. They do have some stars on defense. DeForest Buckner. That's Buckner, not Butker. That's Harrison Butker. I'm getting my Butker and Buckner mixed up there.
Billy Buckner.
Yeah, Billy Buckner. Yeah, I don't want to get into the '80s World Series mess ups that happened there.
I was there anyway.
You were there? Oh, I wasn't even born. But yeah, I hear you. I'm just saying.
One jab after another.
Damn, fire.
So I predict New England to win this one. What about you, Liz?
I don't know. I'm going with the Colts just because.
Yeah, just because of all the other commentary that just came out of my
Liz
mouth.
with the Colts. All right. Liz with the Colts.
Get their crap together this week, and I think they're going to whoop you.
Go ahead, Paulie.
I'm going to go with New England because they're getting their act to get a little bit better. So.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that little bit of a small nod of approval from there.
Small nod.
What's up with did you somehow put up like a little, just an image of
No, you really want to know?
Probably not. Okay. Jeff,
No. I spilled my drink, so I'm fixing this. And
I'm glad you were able to put up something related to the Bills at all there.
Yes.
He looks like his dentures are falling out, that guy. Who is that?
Oh my God.
That's Josh Allen.
Whatever.
Do you see his girlfriend? Do you see his girlfriend? Oh my God, Brittany. Wow. Anyway.
So you all picked New England, right?
No, not Liz. Liz went with Indianapolis.
Oh, did you go to Indianapolis, Liz? All right. I'm going to go with you on that.
It seems like a pact is happening here with this.
Yeah, but I voted against his team.
The only reason why I like Ellinger out of Texas. I like Ellinger out of Texas. I like when because Belichick hasn't really scouted Ellinger and what he can do. Okay. Even though he
There's
loves
some
rookie
truth.
quarterbacks, I get it.
Yeah,
He likes rookie quarterbacks. But Matt Ryan, he's just been he been crapping the bed, dude, honestly. And I think some young blood coming in, some young fresh blood coming in. I mean, if Indianapolis wins, it's just better off for the AFC East, anyways. Honestly,
yeah, because you don't want that competition right now.
Keep on putting the Pats down.
We
a
might
bit
be
lower.
fourth, but we're still 500. Just saying.
That's right.
Shows you the strength of the division, though. It does. I will say that 500 is fourth place.
No. All the talk radio is saying that the AFC East is the strongest division in football right now.
It is.
So.
That's because of the Jets.
Yes. No. It's serious. It is.
A piece of the pie.
Well, you guys are
I'd say we're all a piece of the pie.
You guys are finally doing your part to come up into the conversation. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Actually, it's kind of nice.
So, Liz, if we would have found you 3 years ago, it would have just been a mock fest. But now you're relevant. So this is everything is timing. Really, it really is. Everything is timing.
Liz, we were looking for a joke. I mean, for us to have someone on Jets.
We were actually having some joke concepts that came out. We were gonna have there was some weird stuff, but we have this a game that may be kind of a joke itself here with some kind of bad play. I'm actually honestly expecting out of New Orleans at Pittsburgh. It's New Orleans has a mess at their quarterback position just as well as Pittsburgh does, and they right now both teams are suffering. They're both under 500, and I think you're going to see two under 500 teams compete, and it's a matter of who's the lesser team. I think New Orleans will probably win this one because I have no faith in Pittsburgh to really win any game unless they were to face Detroit this year. That I would give them some. Yeah, I'd probably favor Pittsburgh, but man, they are just so New Orleans. I give New Orleans. I'm saying it right now. My pick is New Orleans in this one.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's going to be a baseball score, probably 9-6, and I don't see either one of them excelling in any aspect of the team. They're not impressed me by any stretch. Neither one of them.
So, are you going with New Orleans?
New Orleans.
Okay. What about you, gentlemen?
I'm going to take
Go ahead.
I'm going to take Pitt because they have a better coach. That's period. Period.
Mike Tomlin over. Okay. John Payton. Okay. You think that okay? All right.
You guys know I'm picking Pitt. I'm picking Pitt because I got a lot of Pitt fans. Just so I don't lose all my friends, I'm picking Pitt. All right. Pitt's going to win this game. Plus, my roommate's a Pitt fan, so let's go Pitt. I'll root for Pitt this weekend. And all my Pitt fans who are down here in Florida. So at least I can't, totally deny them. You know, I do have a little faith.
Go, Kimmy.
Go, Kim. There's your one pick of the year for the Pitt.
Okay. There you go. So closing statements, everybody. We're coming right up on an hour here.
I had one more thing. Speaking of Pittsburgh Steelers, it was kind of out of the NFL. I meant to bring it up earlier.
We'll just call it up closing statements here. There you go.
Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell. Remember Le'Veon Bell?
Yes.
Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah. How short-term football memory is it? That's a distant memory now. And it's like 3 years ago he had a dominant season in Pittsburgh.
He fought his first UFC fight the other night.
Really?
He lost every round.
Missed that. Oh.
He lost every round.
Yeah. He's an athlete, but I don't know.
Just something I saw is Le'Veon Bell, whatever. He's kind of a pain in the ass in Pittsburgh, but anyways, he went to UFC and yeah, he got whipped. So
not before stopping in New York, but yeah.
Oh, closing statements. Perry, can I tell about my plaque?
Yeah, sure. Just discuss away.
All right, guys. To the four crew in the AFC East podcast, and to all the new listeners out there. I know we have new listeners. You guys are checking us out. I appreciate it. To the DolphinTalk.com guys, just yelling out, keep checking us out. We are at 700 followers, which is amazing. Thank you, Liz, for bringing us like 350 of them in like 2 months. Anyways, when we get to 1,000 followers, I have a Dan Marino signed plaque to commemorate his 400th touchdown. I'm willing to give away, but I'm not going to give it away until we got 1,000 followers. When we get 1,000, we're going to have a contest. The 4 of us will figure out what the contest is, and we will give this plaque away to hopefully a Dolphin fan or just somebody who wants some really cool memorabilia. So that's what I'm giving up. But I got to have 1,000 followers, guys. I got to have 1,000 followers. If you want to be a winner, you got to get your friends to follow, share, like, hit the smash button like everybody says. We are actually going to give away some stuff. Smash the like. Smash the like button.
Jeff, who's Dan Marino?
Do you want to show you the plaque? You want me to show the plaque?
No, who's Dan Marino?
I think the plaque ought to get shown.
He was an Ace Ventura pet detective.
Okay.
You want me to pull the plaque out, or you want to just share it on the page there, Perry?
This page is fine.
I have
to show it on the page.
Okay, well, save image as. Bam. Now I have to there, and then I can go.
For anybody that's a fan of football, everybody knows Dan Marino, and it would be pretty cool to own, so.
Yes, it would.
I think people will be wanting to follow us and hang out with us and join us just for the chance to win that. Well, thank you, Jeff, for doing that.
If you're not a fan of Dan Marino, see Ace Ventura Pet Detective. That's it.
Yeah, he played a good part in that.
Yeah.
Laces out, Dan.
Dan the man.
There you go.
There it is.
There it is.
There's your
willing to give it away. But I need 1,000. I need 1,000 followers on AFC East by NAFCo group. It's in the group. I need 1,000 followers in the group.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate that you're willing to do that for us here, Jeff. I appreciate that you're willing to donate this to the cause, and I think though that I'd love to do further giveaways in the future, and I think that was a great idea you've had today here. I mean, this is really an original idea today, and I think that's awesome, Jeff. Thank you very much for doing that. With that said, anything else anybody has for closing statements today?
Briefly, I'd like to thank the NFL for having a fantastic trade day. There's so much action happened today, and so many trades. It was exciting. It was, and I'd like to thank the Buffalo Sabres who are doing extremely well. It's really last night was a Gretzky moment because they broke the record for his hat trick and assists. So Buffalo Sabres are doing fantastic. So they're finally entertaining again. So go Sabres.
Go Jets. Let's hopefully we're still friends next week there, Paul.
Go Phillies, by the way. I want to say Phillies. I out of PA, let's go Phillies. I just want to say that as far as if we're going with other sports right now.
I like the Phillies.
Me too.
And the Houston's won it more recently. Let's spread it around. Philly hasn't won it since 2009. Here we go. Let's go Philadelphia Phillies. That's my closing statement for this week. And with that, I'd like to say farewell to everybody. I'll see you next. We will be joining again. We'll be back on Monday next week on the 7th. That's going to be our next cast, the 7th on Monday. See you then.